So speaking of SOC 2 auditors, who are these people? Who are actually the people that are doing these audits? What do they actually do? What's the experience like to get audited?
Yeah. So given that the SOC 2 compliance framework is developed and run by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, any audit for SOC 2 is going to be done by at least one CPA. Now, typically they'll be on a team where it's a CPA plus some other people who may not be CPAs themselves, who may do some of the work, but always under the advice of a CPA. The sign-off will be done by a certified public accountant here in the U.S. The actual process involves an audit period. For example, let's say you're doing a 3-month audit and you're going to start on January 1st. You're going to have the observation period. It's called the January, February, March. So what that's going to mean is you're going to send the auditor your controls, what you're intending to do, and they're going to observe your company for January, February, March, or any other period, right? But in this example, it's a 3-month period. And during that time, they're going to check that you're doing what you say you are. So if you're saying you're doing one pen test a quarter, they're going to check, did they do a penetration test during this quarter? If you say you do employee performance reviews quarterly, they're going to say, well, did this company do at least one review of every employee during this quarter? So they're going to audit, meaning they're going to observe, they're going to ask questions, you'll submit some evidence ahead of time, they may ask for evidence that's missing if they have uncertainties. At the end of that audit period, they're going to write up what their findings were. For example, if you said you do a pen test during the quarter, they're going to write up, well, agency said they do a pen test quarterly, and we observed one pen test during the quarter on April 1st, and you're confirmed as in compliance. Or they'll say, agency said they were going to do employee performance reviews. We asked them for employee performance reviews. They have 50 employees and they only had 12 employee performance reviews. They're not in compliance with their own policy, and that would then go on your report.
Well, first of all, when are they asking you for this stuff? Is it like during, let's say your window is 6 months or 3 months or whatever it is. When are they asking to see this stuff? Are they like calling you every day and saying like, what's going on? Like, when do you actually have to show this stuff?
Yeah, so as the company, the best way to think of it is ongoing. And the actual answer is going to be it depends. So there are a variety of these compliance platforms or GRC or governance risk and compliance software platforms that companies use as part of the audit process. Companies like Vanta or SecureFrame or Drata. Each of these platforms help you manage the evidence. For example, you're going to upload a lot of this evidence to your GRC platform and the auditor will have access. So the auditor may not be asking you, Amir, show me evidence that every single day you had endpoint security on the laptops of your team. The auditor won't ask you this question. But what's going to happen is your GRC platform will be tracking that and the auditor will have access. So either at the end of that 3 months, there'll be 90 green check boxes that say that every day this test passed. Or there'll be a period where it says it failed on this day because Tyler uninstalled it from his computer, and then the auditor will see that automatically. Same with other information. Your platform is going to ask you, upload a sample of employee performance reviews. So you're going to gather this evidence, you're going to present it, the auditor is going to get it semi-automatically. The best way to think about what the auditor is going to ask for from you is going to be anything that's missing. A lot of this evidence is going to be collected automatically. You're going to be prompted for it by your GRC platform. It's your obligation to keep it completely up to date on a continuous basis. Ideally, the auditor doesn't have to ask you for anything because everything has been collected and provided ahead of time. When the auditor is asking you for things, it's typically because you uploaded the wrong file, forgot to upload a file, uploaded a screenshot that was cut off and they need some more detail. It's because something has gone awry in the process, and then they'll work with you to get the missing evidence.
Is it really everything is in the platforms? Because have you ever had an audit where they don't ask for something outside of the platforms?
No, and they're going to ask for clarifications and updates. I think the best way to think about it is that what's in the platform is kind of the baseline, and you, the client, and your service provider, you're going to do your best to provide evidence that answers the questions the auditors ask. But nothing is ever 100% comprehensive, right? You're sending point-in-time screenshots, and the auditors are smart. They understand that you may upload a screenshot that may be kind of deliberately misleading, hypothetically. And so if they send a screenshot that's ambiguous, they're going to follow up and they're going to say, well, for example, you uploaded a screenshot showing you did a performance review of Amir. Can we also see a performance review of Tyler? Now, it's not that you didn't do one. It's that they want to double check that the evidence you uploaded is accurate. Or if you upload 5 screenshots showing Amir and Tyler and 3 other employees, They may still ask for another sample. They may ask for minutes of that performance review. Their job as the auditor is to confirm that you're telling them the truth, because they're going to be putting on their report that they verified all this information you sent. So absolutely, the auditor is going to ask questions to supplement what they're getting in an automated way.